Welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. As you're fully aware, basically, if you haven't basically met me or heard of me, my name is Aspie, so online. I thank you all for coming onto my channel sort of thing at this point in time, because obviously you've come for a reason or a purpose sort of thing, maybe seeking out answers or guidance or just some tips and advice along the way of some everyday topics that I'm going to be sharing that us people on the autism spectrum sort of that we tend to, you know, go through like any normal people would sort of thing, and how I deal with it in my everyday life. Even though, like, at the moment, like I said before, I haven't hardly done many of the ones that I was hoping to address, which now I'm hoping to. So it just takes time like anything else right now. And in these series right now, which I'm collabed up and researched, as well as just based on my life experiences, to give you some tips and advice at the end of these series, is basically about mental health. The main topic obviously that's going to cover in here is like depression, suicide, eating disorders, the different types, you know, what to do with people with eating disorders, alternate treatments and therapies, the misconceptions between every bit of the self-harm versus the what have you, the types of self-harm and everything, and more. So all further ado, if you feel the need and have to basically look onto this video channel, you can feel free to actually maybe share these videos for people that's outside the circle of yours, so that we can understand each other more, and actually, like I keep saying time and time again, to create this awareness and break this chain of what's going on around us and be there for support. As we know, however, though, I know that basically that many people may not want to talk about sort of these sensitive, delicate issues that I'm addressing to you all, be it whatever it may be. But as I said, this needs to be addressed. This is a cause of concern. Alarm bells is ringing. Some of these are like a hardcore epidemic. Cry out for not attention as that, but just cry out for people just to reach out to, for the ones that are actually maybe suffering from these of the like. I'm just hoping as you watch these can be educational as well as basically informative for you guys, because at the end of the day, I'm here to educate as well to people. Even though I'll say this again, as I said in one of my videos over, if you've been watching, I am no clinical medical expert. I'm just a normal everyday young woman that experiences everyday struggles like any of yous, and I'm doing the best I can to actually gather up some research if I don't know the answers to for myself, and actually, you know, bring it out there. Some of it may not work for you guys, of some of the alternative solutions that I may have for you. It may work for some, may not for others, but I humbly apologize for the ones that may not work for the ones that I give the sole advice to of the tips and treatments or whatever it is that you're looking for on this channel right now. I'm not here to judge or criticize in any way, form, or what have you. I'm just here to support you guys, even though many people tend to think that, you know, when they're down and out, that they feel so, you know, what's the word, isolated from society, of how people will address to them, you know, that they're seeking attention or whatever the case may be, which is not always. There's a lot of people who I can relate to that I've been following on certain channels right now that has been addressing certain everyday topics of what I'm addressing right now, which I'm hoping to, like I said, clear these topics up, and hopefully before, even though I was hoping to do it closer to this month of mental awareness health month, you know, in October, I thought basically, sure, why not, why don't I tidy it up now, and hopefully it'll be ready for the ones that may want them there and then as a resource tool. But I'm hoping also later on in the piece to actually maybe do something more to actually help these people like us. We shouldn't, however, as I said, judge on people's, you know, appearance or anything like that, because we don't know what people are going through, and it takes guts for the ones that do actually speak out of what they're going through, be it depression or any other, you know, conditions sort of thing in this day and age, because obviously, you know, two thumbs high fives for the ones that do try to, you know, raise their voice and actually say, this is what's going on, I've trusted you and I want you to be there for me. I can relate to some of the stories that obviously, as they call it, the little black dog following you, the word depression, because obviously I've been through it all myself. You know, I can come to relate this because it strikes a chord in me, basically on like a musical instrument, you know, sort of thing, that relates to everyday symptoms of mental health, and many people question to why people are getting depressed, suicidal thoughts and the like. Most of you said that you had this, yet can't seem to get rid of it or shake it off. Sadly, as I know, there's no cure, but it can be manageable and treatable in a way where people can actually, you know, get the help they need in that time when it needs to be. It's up to us again by choices of how we relate to it and how we go about our everyday lives, regardless what it is, you know, when we are down and out though, however, as well. But it's sad to see certain people that just point the finger thinking it's not going to happen to them when in reality you never know who's going to, you know, suffer these mental health issues that I'm addressing to you today. Sadly, also, we can't wave the magic wand, you know, basically, for it to disappear. Yet, wouldn't that be awesome, wouldn't it? If it did disappear. Here's something to remember though. Mental illness is a diagnosis and a label, as we know, just like anything else, and it strongly exists. But here's a fact to remember also. 1 in 4 people may experience mental health illnesses, regardless of what type I'm addressing to you all, depression, anxiety, and the like. Sometimes in their life, however. If you're not affected basically by this, or even a family, friend, partner, neighbour has it, and they haven't told you yet, due to, as I said, the social stigma and just people's mentality, thought patterns about this, then, you know, that's attached, connected to mental health. Then we know, basically, as I said, it needs to be more addressed and to be thanked, because obviously, as we know, depression is the most common topic that's been talked about today. I've seen, however, in my life, more often or not, to help people cope and live their lives with the different mental illnesses that I'm sharing with you all, that they find it harder with the stigma, label, and attitudes from others, however. That's what they've addressed to me. It's the attitude and stigma that's been put onto these people from them, besides the amount of illness. Yes, this may sound beyond crazy and out of control of the thoughts, as well as just the everyday, you know, environmental thing. Stigma is and always will be has been created by us. Mental illnesses, as I said before, like many other conditions, does cover up other pre-existing conditions, be it anxiety, depression, and the like. Ultimately, some people may think certain meds may help. Yeah, I feel some may not do. It may do more harm than good, but it's maybe also finding the right treatment and therapies along the way also, as well as the coping strategies that we need to go a long way. It's awesome to see now, as years has gone by though, that it has been more awareness and also more understanding of these mental health illnesses that's being, you know, addressed. As I said before, depression is obviously the most common one that has been addressed to the members of the public. However, we're not talking much about it, however, and that we need to be talking more about it, even though it gets swept under the carpet, it will just tend to get forgotten about or ignored. So, as I said, because these are sensitive topics, however. The stigma of mental health, however, ain't surprising at all to any of us. Mental illness is something to do with the state of mind inside our brains. And that is, inside that brain, it's like a computer and control center. Imagine like a little monkey typing away little commands for your little mindset to, you know, do what needs to be done. With the chemicals and neurotransmitters, as we know, those neurotransmitters are the important features. Obviously, they transmit messages to different parts of the brain, obviously to the outside body to cause a reaction. Input versus reaction. So, like I said before, imagine it as a computer center. Yet there are times when something goes wrong inside or outside the brain. We just need to let the body respond in a way that will make us calm again. Mental illness is a diagnosis. This is real, and we do need to talk about it more. It's okay when we're not alone, as many others will be probably going through or experiencing the same things as we're going through. So, as I said, as a voice, you know, voice it out, you know, don't be afraid about it. As they say, basically, disabilities are also an illness, not a weakness, as well as the mental illness is just like an illness in itself, not a weakness. Diagnosis isn't an identity or a label, however, as we're more than that for these different disorders I'm mentioning. We're not going to achieve anything if it's not talked about, however. We need to talk about this, sharing our story on a channel or video platform. You all know now I've come out of my shell and shared my story, so I'm challenging you guys who has been on my channel or sub to me, maybe share your stories of what you go through to create more of an awareness and understanding. The more the better, I reckon. So this is going to be a challenge for you guys. I'm challenging you now. Also, I want to define basically what mental health really is. I've researched up by two medical, well, it's not medical dictionaries as such, but just dictionaries online, basically how they go about it. One is WHO, which is World Health Organization, defined it as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential. She can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own community. In the Constitution for the Positive Dimension of Mental Health, which is obviously the Mental Health Constitution book of the DSM Volume 5, it clearly stresses health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Which these references will be below, as well as many other links that along the way that I've been researching will be hopefully in the description box while you're following these series if you need to. Another one is freedictionary.com defines it as a state of mental health as a state of emotional and psychological well-being in which an individual is able to use his or her cognitive and emotional capabilities, function in society, meeting their ordinary demands of everyday life. So basically this is ending the first part of the topic, which is the introduction of the mental health, which is going to be called looking into mental health or something along about it, or let's talk about mental health. I don't know yet. You're just going to have to keep your eyes peeled, guys, basically. So feel free to share the videos of these if you feel the master don't have to, for your friends and family and just anyone in general that may need to be addressed on these topics. You know, like I said, use them as a resource tool for educational purpose, whatever it may be, because obviously, hopefully, this will come to light more, as I want to aim for, you know, helping others in a way that will be in the right form of mind for them. So basically, give me the likes also for this, as well as just for support, and also comment below if need be for any stories that you've been through or what have you, or then just follow me on Twitter and Facebook, SB Answers All. My contact details will be below, so don't forget, if you do end up private messaging me on SB Answers All on my Facebook page. I'm not there to judge, as I said. I'm here to support. If you just need someone to talk to, maybe just, you know, vent, whatever the case may be. So in all further ado, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.